To justify a protracted and intensive war against a smaller neighbor, the Russian leadership created a myth about a confrontation with NATO. The alliance, in turn, in the new strategic concept adopted in the summer of 2022, called Russia the most significant and direct threat to the security of the allies. Kiev believes that the most likely target of the Kremlin's imperial ambitions could be the Baltic countries.
Безумовно,
Of course, the safest thing for his army is to go where there won't be much opposition. He will not repeat the same mistake as with Ukraine a second time. Therefore, of course, it is easier with a country that is less protected, has fewer people, and has much fewer weapons. And this will also be a country that was once in the Soviet Union, and this applies primarily to the Baltic countries.
The military threat from Russia has restored trust in NATO. In pre-war 2021, only 6 of the 30 NATO countries provided a mandatory contribution of 2% of their GDP. In 2024, two-thirds of the alliance members are already ready to allocate this amount. In addition, countries located close to Russia are taking their own initiative to protect their borders. Poland has allocated $2.5 billion for the Eastern Shield program. It is planned to strengthen 400 kilometers of the border with Russia and Belarus.
Countries that feel a particular threat from the Russian Federation, we have already said about them. This is obvious. These are the Baltic countries. This is Finland. This is Poland. They are already building fortifications in full swing. For example, it is planned to build 3 lines of defense in the Baltic countries. The Poles are already saying that they want a common line of defense with the Baltic countries. That is, we see how, both at the international level and at the internal state level, these countries take Russian threats seriously.
But first of all, to curb the Kremlin's imperial ambitions, Ukraine must win the war, foreign affairs analysts say. The publication notes that due to fluctuations in support from the allies in the summer of 2022, Kiev lost the opportunity to continue the lightning-fast offensive. At the same time, experts emphasize that by forming the right strategy to support Ukraine, it is possible to achieve absolute victory on the battlefield, and then it will be possible to prevent future threats to world security.
Russia is already menacing its other neighbors, including NATO states, and it may make a move if it can subjugate Ukraine first. A Russian victory would also fuel China's territorial ambitions in the Indo-Pacific, as it would reveal the limits of the West's commitment to safeguarding its partner's sovereignty. An adverse outcome would be felt around the globe. From the publication by Foreign Affairs.
On May the 21st, the Russian Ministry of Defense announced a unilateral plan to expand the country's territorial waters in the Baltic Sea. The commander-in-chief of the Swedish Armed Forces, Mikael Bydén, suggested that Moscow has its eye on the island of Gotland, which is part of Sweden. In a comment to the German publication R&D, Bydén said that by capturing Gotland, Putin could gain control over the entire Baltic Sea. The commander-in-chief said NATO could not allow this to happen and that the region should not become Putin's playground. Reported by Diana Kolesnik, Andriy Dmitrenko, UATV News.